Does this sound familiar? You spend all night creating a lesson plan, the lesson plan that you know is going to knock it out of the ballpark. And the students are going to be engaged, they're going to be excited, and then you bring it to class the following day. And as you're doing the lesson, you have this student, or maybe it's two students, that seems like their sole purpose is to destroy all of your plans. And what was going to be the best day of your teaching career turns out to be one of the worst, because you have students that are disruptive, defiant, loud, and just altogether causing chaos in your classroom. If this has ever happened to you, then this is the right video. My name is Gabriel Villa. I've been teaching for a total of 18 years in Southern California. My goal for this channel is to create a place where as teachers can come together to share information, to share ideas, share stories, and just build a community where we can support each other. Enjoy the video. So it is time for your lesson. And of course, once again, things aren't going exactly as you planned they would. You have a student or a group of students being disruptive, causing problems and everything else. And you're trying to find a solution for that. Well, here are some tips and tricks and things I do in order to make my class run smoothly. So the first thing you got to keep in mind, how's that saying go? It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And it's not what you do, but how you do it. And so keep that in mind. And to make these techniques work, you have to make sure, and I guess the key word here is stay calm. Don't get angry. Now, I know it's hard. Oh man, I know it's hard. Sometimes students will do things that just rub you the wrong way. They are just sometimes rude, defiant, you name it. If there's some buttons to be pushed, they will seek those buttons, they will push those buttons. But the secret of all this is how you handle those situations. In my opinion, the best kind of attitude to have, the best kind of personality to have in class is called calm assertive. Now, I remember I was watching an episode of Cesar Millan, or a couple episodes of Cesar Millan, and that's his personality. He says when you deal with dogs, you have to be calm assertive. What that means is you let them know what you expect and you carry through with it. You're assertive. But the same thing, you're not extremely hyper, you're not sad, you're not angry, you're just calm. And so anytime I'm dealing with some students, and trust me, I do get upset. Oh, I do get upset. But I quickly think in my mind, all right, well, that's not the right thing. Because if I get upset, it's only going to escalate things. So in my opinion, the right kind of demeanor to have is that of being calm, assertive. And if you're calm and assertive, most of these techniques you can carry out very effectively. So let me place you some role playing here and give you some ideas of what I'm talking about. So let's say, for example, and once again, none of this is new stuff. This is not new stuff, but I'm going to try to put it together and how I use it in my class. One is proximity. So if some students are talking, I usually will walk up to them and maybe just tap their shoulder or tap the desk or just do somehow get their attention so they know that I know they're doing something they're not supposed to. And so that's kind of the first thing, is kind of a quick little touch or quick little or something signifying that I'm aware of what they are doing. And once again, these things kind of just build upon each other. So that's one thing I may do in order to quiet down maybe two students that are kind of being disruptive. But I think what we're really talking about is, okay, easy enough. But what happens if it gets a little more serious than that? All right, because most of us can do that. But if it gets a little more serious, you have students continuously talking, or students being outright defiant or rude. Here's how I handle that. I mean, once again, the topic of this video is disruptive students. And so what I'll do is I will come over here, and in one of my other videos, I'll put a link to one of the other videos that talk about my point system. But I have a point system. And like I said, I'll put a link below so you can go ahead and look at that video about my point system. But if a student is talking as they shouldn't be or being disruptive, I'll kind of come over here and I'll do one of these marks here. I'll put a mark where it says teacher, and that gives me a point. Hopefully, the students around that disruptive student will kind of take it upon their own. Hey man, calm down, you're causing us points. This system is built in order to kind of, it's called teacher versus students, but the purpose of this is try to get students on your side, all right? And so I'll do that, and sometimes it works, and the students around will calm that person down. Now, if it goes on from there, and I might say, call the student's name, hey Juan, calm down please, right? And put the point up there. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't, depending upon the situation. But then let's say Juan continues, we're gonna use the name Juan. Juan continues to be talking disruptive or something of that sort, throwing something, I don't know what it might be. Then I might, if it goes to the next level, and once again, you're the judge of what's acceptable and not acceptable, I'll come up here, you look behind me, it says detentions. I'll put their name for detention. So I'll put down Juan. All right, I'll say Juan. All right, so I'll put name, I say, hey Juan. And here's my verbiage. Here's what I say. I'll put Juan's name down. I say, Juan, see me after class. Now I don't say how long. I don't say, you're in trouble. I don't say what the consequence is. I don't get in an argument with the student at this point. No, definitely don't argue at all. I'll just say, hey Juan, see me after class. Now if Juan says, hey, what's that for? And he starts arguing back and forth, this is where you got to be calm, assertive. And he argues back and forth, whatever Juan might say, I'll just say, hey Juan, just see me after class. And he'll say something again. All right, that's nice. Just see me after class. That's all I'll say. I will not get a debate over it. I will not argue it. I'll just say, see me after class. And then what happens towards the end of class, and I'll put a link down about this as well, the last 5 minutes of class, I'll put a link down what I do in the last 5 minutes of class. But during the last 5 minutes of class, as class is working on something, I'll go over to Juan and remind Juan, hey Juan, just see me after class. All right? Or I even might talk to Juan right before then, depending on how the rest of the period goes. And that'll count as detention. When I have detention, it really is more just see me after class. That's what it mainly is for. Now, let's say that's not working, right? Put that down, and Juan's still being good old Juan and causing troubles. It's at that point in time that you got to take it to the next level, right? Because you maybe tried the points, didn't work. You basically put his name up there, see me after class, still not working. Then what I'll do at that point in time, if it really gets to that point, I'll say, Juan, see me outside. And right then I say, Juan, see me outside. And then I'll step outside with Juan. And I'll talk to Juan. And now here's the key. Here's the key to Juan. It is when you have the conversation with the student, it's not an arguing match. And that's not what it's about. Your goal is just to correct the behavior. That is it, to correct the behavior. So your goal is not to punish, or just to correct behavior. So the conversation will go something like this. Hey Juan, do you understand why I asked you to see me outside? And he may be argumentative, maybe not, maybe quiet, who knows? But by asking that question, I give him the opportunity to voice his opinion, even if it's different than mine. All right? And I say, well, actually, or yeah, you're right, that is a reason, or actually the reason why I see me outside is because, one, I'm trying to run this class, and by you doing what you did, it makes it hard for me to run this class. So what I need from you is an understanding of that, and I need you to be able to come back in and cause no more disruptions. And then here's the key word. Juan, does that sound fair? Juan, does that sound fair? Because if he says, yeah, that sounds fair, then in my mind, he knows what he's doing, he knows what's going on, and everything else, and he kind of agrees to the conditions of coming back into the class. All right, and so that'll happen, and then hopefully Juan will come back into class and calm down. Now that doesn't work. As you see, it's kind of progression. If that doesn't work, then you take it to the next level beyond that. And that would be something, such as Juan's being disruptive, and let's say it happens again, I'll take maybe Juan outside again, or basically we'll talk to Juan again and say, Juan, here's the deal, man. I'll give you plenty of chances. The only other alternative you are giving me, Juan, is to send you out of the class. And at that point in time, I may send him out of the class. Now, in this school, we have a couple of different ways we can send somebody out of class. We have something called a buddy system, which is really nice. It's basically we just send them to another class and give them some work to do. And they sit there pretty much the rest of the class period. So that's one way to diffuse a situation. And then, of course, when he comes back, then you can deal with the consequences of that. If the buddy system's not going to work because he's just really being defiant or something next level, then that's when you send him to the office with a referral. Now, the key is, I know for us, the most important thing, and admin asks this, is that we document what the referral is for. And so we send up a referral and everything else. And then when that's all done, so those are the stages. Now, what's important is how it all plays afterwards. Because if one's been sent out, you're still going to have to deal with the behavior when he comes back. You're still going to have the conversation. And the key is, through it all, though, you got to be calm, assertive. And a lot of times I find out when I have a conversation, I give them two options. All right, you got a choice here. You can either come back and be quiet, or I can send you to the office. Which one do you want? And I give them two options. So you could do this or this. And they make the choice. Now, if they don't make a choice, I say, well, if you don't make a choice, I got to make the choice for you. And then I'll send them to the office or something else. The key, once again, is being calm, assertive. If this information was helpful, please click on one of the links that you'll see beside me to watch one of the other videos where I give some pointers and tips. Or feel free to subscribe as well. If there's something specifically you would like me to make a video on, feel free to leave it in the comments. I'd be glad to make a video on that as well. Have a wonderful day.